Okay, now for those who like to international travel, who like to leave the country, I'm finna let you all know how you should travel without stressing yourself or breaking yourself financially. Now, I be hearing some people, they talk about how they travel and how they be going about being out here in these countries and how they spend their money and time. And it's like, huh? And even on YouTube. And they really be thinking about telling their stories and telling other people how they should enjoy being out here in these other countries is legit. And it's like, y'all doing that kind of backwards. But that's my opinion. Now, this is what I hear people say when they're traveling international. Okay, now we already know for the most when you book these flights, you can't get no refund unless you're doing I guess business flights or whatever, but economic, you can't get your money back, whatever. But once you book, I tell people who travel international or who want to travel international, once you book it, you have to go because you can't get your money back. And if you cancel your trip, they're just going to credit 8 months down the line for you to go. And if you still don't use it, you done lost your money. And these trips could be between $800 to $2,000. So you don't want to waste your money, and you don't want to play games when it comes to trying to travel international. So you want to make sure if this is something that you want to do or if you can afford to do it. But I'm finna tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. These flights can be very cheap compared to what people think that they should cost. I'm trying to tell y'all something. I hear people say that after booking these flights to other countries like Paris, London, Iceland, Australia, Rome, whatever, Africa, Jamaica, any place that's out the U.S., when they book, they always get cheap hotels. And they get cheap hotels because they feel that that's the best way to enjoy their stay out there. Why? Because their main activities is just traveling again throughout these countries, throughout these cities out in the country. Well, out the country in the cities of the country. Y'all know what I'm saying. So people, they book and then they get cheap hotels for throughout their stay. So they may spend at the most for these rooms like maybe $500-$600 a week. That is not bad. But when you look at these rooms are crappy. These rooms are crappy. Like seriously, it's like, huh? Nah, okay, cool, that's your choice. But see, here's the thing. Their money is going elsewhere, which is the activities. They're now spending more money traveling to the sceneries out in these countries. They're getting on trains, they're getting on buses, they're taking taxis, and even renting cars, which is costly alone. Now, renting a car compared to getting on a train, of course, it's a major difference. But what I'm saying is this: you're spending more money and you're spending time period trying to get to these attractions. You just flew 9 to 13 hours on the plane. You dropped your bags off because now you're trying to hurry up to catch these sceneries before it get dark. Knowing you're a little winded, now you got to go out here because you're kind of still frantic. When you tired and frantic. So now you got to drop your bags off and hurry up and catch the next train or bus or a taxi or rent a car, whatever, to go see, let's just say in Paris, the Eiffel Tower. Because you way 40 minutes away from the Eiffel Tower because your room is cheaper and now you thought that was better. So now you got to spend more money and time. Not only that, but now you're traveling. You're on a train with foreigners, strangers who may pickpocket you. You're on the bus with foreigners and strangers who may pickpocket you. You're spending more money in a taxi because now you feel you need the tip. You got to get him back to go to the restaurant out there in the perimeter. Then you got to spend more money and go to another center of attraction out here in France. Then you got to spend more money to go to another one. And you're doing this every day throughout your stay. Add it up. How much have you spent alone throughout your vacation, throughout that week? How much have you spent alone just by traveling and throughout your expense? How much was your expenses? How much was the expenses for the activities? You see what I'm saying? Add it up for that whole week, bro. Now, the reason why I don't do this, some people be asking me, why do I do what I do? I do what I do because it makes sense to me. It makes sense. When I book my trip to out the country, I always get a hotel that's close to the main attraction. I get a hotel that's close to the main attraction all the time. Why? Because I would rather spend more money on my room. I'd rather get a junior suite or a regular suite, or get a privileged room with the main attraction view from my window and enjoy being where I'm at in my room. And then I can step out whenever I get ready, 5 to 10 minute walk to the main event, to the main attraction, and just chill. I'm not traveling nowhere, bro. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just walking around the perimeter, checking out the scenery, and this is throughout my whole stay. I'm at the main attraction. Let's just say again, for example, the Eiffel Tower. I'd rather get a hotel right there near the Eiffel Tower. That's where everybody is at. That's the main attraction of Paris. So that's why I'd rather book my hotel. The hotel for the most make, depending on your room, let's just say $1,100, $1,200 for 4 days. You see what I'm saying? 4 days, 3 nights. 5 days, 4 nights. You're right there at the center of attraction. But see, you got people who want to do everything while they out there. But you're exhausting yourself. That's just how I do it. If I want to go back, then I'll go back to check out another scenery. And guess what? I'm going to book another hotel close to that scenery. I'm not getting on nobody's train, buses, taking cabs, spending more money on the cab and tipping. And I'm not renting a car from another country. That's another story. Don't never rent a car out in the country somewhere. Don't do that because you got scammers out there. Huh? You got to pay for insurance. They lying saying that you did the car and all. I done heard too many stories about people, Americans going to other countries, renting cars, and they got to pay all this money. And when they come back home, they got all this list of things that they got to pay them just by renting a car for 2 or 3 days. That alone is a headache. I ain't doing that. But I'm saying, though, that's what I do. I come back with money. When I was in Jamaica, first trip out the country, I got a hotel room with a balcony right there on the ocean. Right there on the ocean. I seen everything. It was a club right there in front of their hotel. Every night they threw a party right there. I was just looking at the party, looking at the nightlife, enjoying the ocean view right there. And I go outside, walk down the ocean, go get a souvenir, whatever, come on back. And it was a junior suite. So I go in the front room, watch some TV. I go in my bedroom, go to bed, take a shower, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? These are like my mini homes when I'm out there. London, same thing. Got a hotel right there close to the Big Ben. Right across from the Big Ben. Another walk right there. 2-minute walk to the London View. The London Eye, they call it. I was right there. I ain't taking no transportation nowhere. I'm tired. I done did 9 hours. And then I got to do another 9 going home. So you want to get a hotel. Spend a couple. Hey, it may cost you $2,000 depending on what room you get. It depends on the room. I get suite, so it's going to hit me about $2,000. Like I said, Jamaica was the cheapest one, $1,600 for the little suite I had. But even if you get a regular room, it's still worth it. What, $800 for the week? But you're right there. But like I said, I live a comfortable, simple life. And I appreciate the small things that people may seem to see. They view how I live as real small and boring. But that's exciting to me, and it only makes sense. When I leave, every time I leave, I come back with money. Yes, I do. Because I organize how I plan out how I do things. The first thing I do is get bed and breakfast. I always get bed and breakfast because I'm a fruitarian and I eat 1 meal a day. So that's my meal right there. I bring my snacks because I may snack throughout the afternoon until 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, I don't eat no more anyway. So bed and breakfast between 6 and 10, I'm smashing when I'm out here. I'm smashing my fruit, maybe some salad, but that's all I'm eating, and drinking black coffee. and then I'm back in my room, chilling, reading, teaching, just to go back out here, 10-minute walk to the main attraction, enjoying life, and then come back and relax, watch a movie and chill. I ain't got to spend no more money, bro. That's it. Everybody else got to make things more difficult and complex because they feel that they're missing something. Not only that, but they have allowed social media to run their lives too. Oh no, we got to take this. We got to go over here because we want the world to know that we've been over here, we've been over there, we've been all over. But deep down inside, when you go back on the camera's off, you're exhausted. And probably not even that happy. Because what you've done during your vacation was working. Oh, let's go over here. No, let's go over here. Well, no, where the map at? What say go right here? See, you're thinking, you're plotting, you're planning. Things is kind of annoying, obnoxious, pickpockets and delays. And we're not doing that when we're traveling out to these countries. We get enough of that here. 6 days a week if you don't remember the Sabbath. We get enough of that here. Why would you go to another country and stress yourself out by doing extraness? No. Go to these countries if you're on vacation. Go book a room right there. Right there. And you got everything right there. Get bed and breakfast all the time when you book these rooms. All the time. You eat automatically for breakfast. If you can't eat dinner because you're busy out here traveling. You ain't. But at least you got some nourishment, bed and breakfast. Always get bed and breakfast. Huh? Always get a room next to the scenery. That way you could just walk out of there, come on back, and then that's it, and relax. Well, I'm tired. I don't want to keep seeing the Eiffel Tower every day. I don't want to keep seeing the Big Ben every day. I don't want to keep looking at the ocean every day. Well, that's your choice. That's your choice, and it comes with a price when you choose to be uncomfortable. You're looking to be comfortable, but at the same time, you're choosing to be uncomfortable, looking for comfort. Why? Because like I said, people think they found happiness by doing extraness. And the simple way of life is just being content with the main blessing that's right in front of you. Be happy with that blessing right there. You got other people around the way that can't even get that. They don't have what you have. But yet, that right there is not enough. You need more. In the little time that you have, you want more. No. Take it easy out here. Times is hard and times are evil. You don't have time to be around too many people today. That's not it. We're not traveling to these countries to travel again inside these countries just to go look at a building. They go take a picture of a Mona Lisa, idolizing. We're not doing that. We're going to these places just to be there and look and thank God that we had the opportunity to be at these places safe and sound and enjoy the getaway and be content. You want to go back over there, you in Rome, you want to see that, I forgot the building, the Colosseum or whatever, you want to go over there, go book it next time and go get a room that's close to that building. You want to go to Italy, go to Pisa. I want to go to Pisa next. And you better believe I'm going to book me a room next to the Leaning Tower. Yes, I will. I will get a room right there at the Leaning Tower in Pisa, Italy. I don't care how difficult. And it's difficult to get to Pisa by flight. You got to take a flight to, I think, Florence, Italy. And get off at the airport of Florence to travel again through Pisa. That's a 40-minute ride, I think. So you doing all this traveling just to go through all that to come back. No, I'm going to do it that first and only time, and I'm going to land right there. I'm going to sleep right there by the Leaning Tower, enjoy my 4-day stay, and then pay the cost to get on back to that airport. That's how I get down. You don't want to get there and book in Florence, your hotel, and then take time out to travel another hour to get to Pisa and be around all these other strangers looking at the Leaning Tower, just looking at it, and in the back of your mind, we got to hurry, we got to go eat, we got to go do this, we got to do that, and then we got to go back all the way to Florence, and we got to catch the plane, the train, a taxi. See? You got to do all of that because you just want to see the Leaning Tower. No, just book your hotel right there. And you come out, y'all the Leaning Tower. And that's best to do because when you're around these attractions, you get drawing close to them, like, and I'm not saying idolizing. What I'm saying is you get used to it. When you go home and you see the Leaning Tower or the Big Ben, you be like, yup, I seen the Big Ben. Yup, I was right there. We just walked right there, and they got a missing chip block right there on that thing right there. Yup, I was at the Leaning Tower. Yup, and they got like some type of rugged thing right there. They got somebody's name on there. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You can identify these places even greater because you're used to being there all throughout your stay once you book near these attractions. That's all I'm saying. Live, enjoy your life, but make sense of it and not a struggle, people. That's all I'm saying. That's the reason why I'd rather travel alone right now. I need to know how I'm going to enjoy it by myself before I bring somebody else along, because it's going to be stressed out. I would rather get the feel by myself when I go to these places than when I, allow Pookie or Ray Ray to come with me. I can explain to them. They may be a little nervous, they stuck, and I'm at ease because I'm used to traveling alone. So bringing them along can be more fun, and I can teach and train them, and you know what I'm saying? Come on now, let's go. That's all I'm saying, people. I hear a lot of people saying how they're doing this, and it just don't make sense. But you do what's best for you. Shalom.